I would say the most important, recipe for retaining that intentionality and staying calm will be prayer, I say. The secret to my outward calmness. So many things will be going on and people wouldn't know the chaos in your head, and in your mind, Generally, I think prayer is my recipe. My name is Dr. Sabir and I am a dentist, a lecturer, and an entrepreneur. Currently, what I do, I am undergoing my PhD, and I'm also at the last lap of my specialty training to becoming an oral and maxillofacial radiologist. Actually, we are going to be the first pioneer set of specialists in that field in the whole of West Africa. And about 2 months ago, I have started my small little private practice called the Mouth Co. So as a dentist, generally I see my work as both worship and service. Primarily, I'm a Muslim above everything. So whatever it is I do in life needs to be tied to worship. And then, of course, because I see patients and individuals who have various, oral health needs, and the fact that I also teach students, all of these are forms of community service as they were. However, they are all secondarily tied to the first part, which is having that intention that I am going to serve my Lord and my religion via my profession as a dentist. It's at the center of everything. Every morning you wake up and renew the intention that you're coming out to be the means through which Allah heals somebody, through which Allah solves someone's health needs, all right? So I see it as a responsibility that Allah has bestowed upon me, one. Secondly, it's also an amana that these patients come with. So having these two things at the back of my mind helps me to relate with them in the best way possible. It is difficult sometimes, based on the current circumstances that we are in, but I try to renew my intentions every day whenever I come out and whenever I see the patients, to speak to them, communicate openly with them with respect and dignity, and humility. And I believe that open communication and honesty has always helped in relating with patients in the best possible manner. So seasons of overwhelm and disconnect, I wouldn't say that there is a particular season. Why? Because it's seasons. Every day in this profession is a series of overwhelming, events. You can imagine, in my own case, being a lecturer means that I teach students and conduct community services. I engage in research. Then the fact that I'm a resident doctor in training means that I have to still see patients, I have to study, I have to still engage in research, I have to train younger residents, I have to train students as well in the clinic, and couple that with the fact that I just started a business. A practice that would require my presence, would require my energy, so it's quite a lot to add onto my own personal social life, where I'm a married man with a child, with parents around. So every day is a season of overwhelm. I'm almost always overwhelmed, by the demands of life and work. And then we all have the constant Nigeria, as it were. And waking up every morning as much as one can, to get Salatul Subhi in Jamaat, in the mosque, sets the tone for a very good day. No matter how much you're overwhelmed, you find that it sort of gets easy. And then, of course, my daily azkars, as much as possible, general zikrs along the day, and constant, reminders, lessons learned from all of these, struggles will be that, well, life is not a bed of roses. And we try as much as possible to see and do what we can as early as possible. I'm still young to a certain extent, relatively. So that if you trust in Allah and you put in the right effort, spiritually, and put in your own effort as a human being, so inshallah, you'll be able to overcome those daily seasons of our. One, renewing and purifying my intentions on a daily basis. Secondly, prayer. Thirdly, I would say I try to be very honest with people that I deal with, both my colleagues at work and my clients at my practice. Thirdly or fourthly, I would say respect. Respecting my superiors, who are my teachers and my trainers, has helped me have a very steady growth, as it were, in the profession. With these practices around, I hold on to certain du'as that I find very, very impactful in my life. For example, Ya Hayy Ya Qayyum bi rahmatika astaghith aslih li shani kullahu wa la takilni nafsi tarfata ayn. I try as much as possible to keep myself very calm with these prayers and tell myself that it is not me. It's all in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So for the youngsters in the health industry or in the health profession, I would like to tell them that feeling burnt out and feeling disconnected should not be a deterring factor. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the world and has told us in various verses in the Holy Quran that He has created this world to be a trial for us. And it's a constant, continuous test. So there's always going to be ups and downs. Life is always going to be, even the wealth that we think is a success, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us that it's going to be a blessing and a source of trial for us. If you think getting married or having a beautiful wife and having children is going to be the ultimate success, you should know that it's going to be a source of blessing and equally a source of trial for you. Life is up and down. Today you're happy, tomorrow you are sad. Today you have, tomorrow you don't have. Today you are healthy, tomorrow you are not. So it's part of the struggle. That is how Allah created the world to be. So this should be a great source of consolation for people when they don't feel connected. And it's natural. You cannot always have your iman on a high all the time. There are times you will go a whole week without getting Salatul Subhi in the masjid. There are times you don't feel like fasting. There are times you can't even give out sadaqah. But we should be consoled with the fact that Allah knew that this is going to happen, and that's why He provided us with so many azkars, to help us overcome those moments when we feel low, And of course, because we are in the healthcare, profession that is quite demanding, you are required to study a lot, you are required to work a lot, and perhaps there is very little reward in terms of, the monetary aspect of it. So it's very easy to get demotivated. But renewing your intentions all the time, to ensure that you are doing it for the sake of Allah and that your reward is with Allah, kinds of help, console you and keep you going. And then also ultimately make use of a very great support system. If you have your parents alive, make use of them, serve them as much as possible, derive pleasure in serving them, and they will in turn pray for you, and you will find it easier. And when it's time for you to make those decisions that are very important, like marriage, find partners who align with you and who are going to help lift you up spiritually in those moments, because when you are down, they should be up, and when they are down, you should be up. So it's very good to find people who are amazing. Like I mentioned, I have my parents with me, I have my amazing wife, and I have a very beautiful daughter that is coming up. My siblings are around, my friends. I have a very, powerful and supportive cast around me. So even when the storm is there, I will always look calm, inshallah. So they can do the same as well.